let's go get this deer and celebrate this harvest today. Evolved Bowhunting Outdoors, folks. This is what it's about. Family, friends, and the outdoors. So stay with us. We're going to do this recovery real quick. Well, welcome. It's December 1st, 2019. Today's a very special day for my brother and I. He's behind the camera for now. 18 years ago today, our dad passed away after he had just shot, during Ohio shotgun season, a really nice doe. Suffered a severe heart attack. So we are planning on hunting even though it is absolutely pouring rain. We're gonna have to get dressed here in the truck because nobody likes to start out soaking wet. So we're going back to the blind. Had a lot of luck there this year. We pulled into this parking spot here, and there was we think it was a doe on the hill. We wasn't able to see her face. We could just see her body. So we're pretty confident it was a doe. So we're gonna get dressed in the truck. Again, it is absolutely pouring buckets right now. So it's going to take us a while to get set up. Sunrise is at 7:31, so I expect probably 7:15, 7:20 with all the cloud cover we'll be able to see. So we'll be back here in a little bit. We're going to sit for, I don't know, 4 hours or so this morning, see what we see. Richard's still looking for his first deer this year. It's been rough for him to get out because of work and work schedules, so hopefully he can get it done today and we'll bring it to you. Here we go. Evolved Bowhunting Outdoors. Here it is, December 1st. We hadn't even had a chance to do a morning interview. It's about 8 o'clock. About 7:10. Richard looks up to our right, which I can't see very far to our right. It says, "Here comes a deer." Noticed it was a small one, so I told him, I said, "Wait, because we have a rule on today. You know, if it's brown, it's down. Doesn't matter if it's a 3-inch spike, a 10-inch spike, or a fawn, or a button buck, or whatever." As I mentioned earlier, you know, this is a special day for us, so we always try to be in the woods. And no sooner that doe fawn gets on the corn, here comes 2 more nice sized does. Well, one of the bigger does was closest to us, but she was lined right up with that doe fawn. So Richard made a good ethical decision not to take the shot, because if he'd have got a pass through, it would have hit the other deer. These light and variable winds we got right now, the wind must have swirled or something, or they caught a whiff of something that spooked them. But they only took off to about 60 yards and sat there and kept making circles around the edge. The doe fawn came back in, fed on the corn for a little bit. The other ones were at like 30, 35, 40, 45 yards. Thought they were going to come back in. Eventually the doe fawn took off, and the one of the bigger ones came back in. But when she came back in straight facing the blind, so there was no shot with the bow. So Richard was waiting. She turned and started to walk away. Richard was getting ready to draw at that point, but for some reason they all just took off. I don't think they were spooked, but they were very on edge. They just went down over the hill into this bedding area, so we'll sit here for a little bit, see if they come back. Hopefully it'll be an exciting morning with all that heavy rain we had last night. Should get them on their feet once it stops, so it's slowed down quite a bit. As I just shut the camera off for our
morning interview, I look to my left, and here comes a doe. Doe fawn. Very small. Very, very, very small. Again, we have the rule on this day that if it comes out and it's brown and legal, it's down.
But she wasn't facing right.
So Richard grabbed his bow, was gonna shoot her when she presented him a shot. I looked to my left again while we were filming her, and boom, here comes another doe fawn.
Thick.
Yeah, a lot bigger.
Pudgy.
But still, doe fawn. Richard said, I'm gonna take her. I said, okay, I'm on her. Wind starts picking up like crazy. Having to hold the camera with one hand on the tripod, hold the blind down with my foot in my other hand, and you could tell the wind swirled out of the blind, and she bounded off to about 30 yards, and this guy whiffed low and left.
I peeked.
Because he has a really bad habit of peeking. So we've talked about this today. We've discussed it. And we got a spike in the field right now. So Richard's gonna shoot this one. I've never killed a spike, but let's...
Crashed and burned. So I bring so many arrows because I have a horrible habit of peeking. My brother was just doing the interview about me peeking and whiffing on a doe fawn. This spike comes out. Real thick body. He looks good, but he's a spike, maybe 2-3 inches. And again, this is very it's a hard day. So the rule is, no matter what the deer is, it goes down. So he's 20 yards out, and I drew back and took a deep breath, and he went down. We heard him crash. My buck tag's gone. That's not the point, though. The point of today is to come out with me and Mike, as we've always done for the past couple years, especially with me getting out of the military. And if we can drop one, it goes down no matter what. Whether it's a spike, a giant 10-point, a doe fawn, a mature doe, it doesn't matter. It's down. For 2 reasons: to honor our dad and to remember him Because 18 years ago, he died doing what he loved, and it was hunting. And right now, it took me that's the 6th deer that came out, by the way. Whiffed on the first one. Not even, it's been an hour, and we've had 6 deer come in. So we're gonna let him sit for a little bit. We're gonna catch our breath, and then we're gonna go get him, and then we're going to TJ's.
Good chunk.
That's a good bit.
Got my arrow. Blood all around it. Bright red, blood all the way through. So just looking at where this spike was at when I shot him, he was just on the other side of that corn right there. It'd be to your right. And then looking at where my arrow is, it's evident it wasn't a clean pass through. So at some point when he was running away after I shot him, the arrow fell out. That must have been when we seen the injury to his left side, and it was evident that he was hurt because there was a lot of blood coming out. So we're gonna keep checking this trail and see if we can locate this deer for this very, very special kind of day. So I'll take this arrow with me and we'll keep trucking along. So I found my arrow back there. Got some good blood coming up. What's real important to do when you're tracking your deer is to keep your head up. You don't always want to keep your head on the ground for one simple reason. When you're trying to track your deer, and if your head's always on the ground, you're going to get that tunnel vision, and there could be nothing right at your feet, and 10-15 feet in front of you there could be a huge spot of blood, so that you could leap forward to that. And then at some point you keep your head up and you're going to see this deer that you harvested. So I'm about 15 feet from the wood line, and the deer is 10 to 15 feet beyond that. So we're gonna head up there and put hands on this deer. So here it is, folks.
He is a really, for today, it's not necessarily about the size of his antlers today. Today has a little bit more of a emotional attachment and emotional meaning, for the simple fact that our dad died while he was deer hunting, and so we had 5 total does come out, 3 of which were fawns, and every single one of them was on edge. Every single one of them, from the moment they came up, they were on edge. So after I rushed the shot on the one, missed, they left. Not even 10-15 minutes later, he comes out, and he was calm, walking, not looking around, just went up and started feeding. One thing that I have here that I've carried in my bag since I started hunting again after my dad passed. I took a little bit of time off just because it was something I didn't want to do anymore. Once I got back into it, I carry something in my bag from my dad, from one of his deers that he harvested, and this spike right now has a little bit more meaning to me, and I think that I was meant to take him. This is an antler from a spike that my dad took. So I think that, and I haven't taken a spike, just like my brother hasn't. So I think that today it was meant for me to take this spike. I've carried this in my bag for years, just to have a little bit of my dad with me every time I go out hunting. And today I took a little spike. So we'll get him picked up and cleaned up, and we'll go from there.